And finally, hey, if you have made it to step 8, you are a rock star. And if you made it this far without fast forwarding, you're cooler than I would be, because I tend to fast forward. Show me to the end. But thanks for staying out. So step 8, final step, compensation. Right? That's where it's easy to kind of end up on, and show me the money. Right? I don't think I have to pay for that. So when we talk about compensation, one, you're going to see on the screen here a picture. And if you know the movie that this picture represents as it relates to employees and pay, we can definitely hang out. And that's a quote from me. I said that. And quite frankly, if you can email me, and my email is just going to be at the end of this presentation, and tell me what I'm referring to there, you rock. You'll win all the points. You won't win anything but points, and they're made up points, but it doesn't matter. If you want to be cool, you go ahead and tell me what that is. But let's talk about compensation, because it's easy. We talk about pay, we talk about all sorts of stuff, and it's real simple. This is a great way to stifle the facility team, how to really kind of stick it to them. So when we talk about compensation, let's pay that lowest wage possible. Let's watch that bottom line. So the hourly rate, let's make sure it's the lowest possible that we can get away with, while emphasizing the non-pay benefits, especially like getting to eat leftovers. The pay's not much, but you do have some benefits. And hey, after every event, if there's any leftover food, we'll give it to you. We're never going to invite you to be part of the event and eat with us. But if whatever we didn't want to eat, you can have. That's a great way to stifle that team and say, we value you as much as our leftovers, but we're not going to pay you more than minimum wage. In fact, we're going to keep it as close to minimum wage as possible, and then just tout our benefits for you. Yes, you're below the poverty line at that level, and we're asking you to perform work that is crazy, but hey. The next way, don't acknowledge that there's some technical skill required and that it's important in facility work. So what do I mean by that? Everybody assumes, anybody can clean a bathroom. Well, I've been into lots of houses. That's generally not true. And when we consider facility teams, it's not just a bathroom. It's a bathroom with 4 or 5 different fixtures, and it's like 10 of them, right? And it's got thousands of people using them throughout the week. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to acknowledge that many times in a larger organization that has lots of events, say 180 to 100,000 square feet, you might have 12,000 events a year in that facility. And it's the equivalent of everyone on the team cleaning, 12, 14 houses a week, top to bottom. And if you're understaffed, it's the equivalent of everyone being responsible for like 25 houses a week. The amount of square footage they have to maintain, take care of, clean, so on and so forth. That takes skill, that takes training. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to call it and just say, hey, you should be able to do it. And that ties into the next one of always referring to facility teamwork as entry level, right? It's entry level work, it's entry level. That way, it's a socially accepted way of saying, I don't have to pay you as much because this is the beginning. When you get better, you get paid more. But remember, back there, we talked about one of the other ways to stifle the team is to have no room for advancement. And so that way, if we're consistent with that, they've got no room to advance. We're not training them. They're not getting any better. And we're still referring to it as entry-level work. And that just keeps them from being able to succeed. And then we've done our job with stifling our facility team. And then finally, understaff. I mean, we're not collecting the data anyway, even though I can tell you most organizations are understaffed. But understaffed so that everyone feels guilty about taking that time off. That way you never have to pay out the vacation, because what we see a lot of is if we can create that understaffing, that feeling of, man, I don't like to go away because if I leave, then someone else has to cover my shift, and we're already overstaffed or understaffed and overworked. And if I put that to them, then they're going to be bad. And then so I feel bad about taking vacation, so I don't take it and they don't take it. And then every year you offer so many weeks paid hours of vacation, and then half the team doesn't take it. And I would say if you have that situation where your facility team, not everybody's taking full vacation every year, good job. You've succeeded. Because if everybody feels like they can't take that vacation, or you can't let them have vacation because you're so busy, then that means you have successfully understaffed your organization. You've created an environment that the team doesn't feel like they can take off. And so it's very stressful, and there's no room for advancement. So boom, good on you. Way to go. All right. Welcome to the end. This is the end of the presentation. We have gone through all 8 steps, how to hinder our team. So we got some ending thoughts on hindering our facility team. So as we said in the beginning, this was a tongue-in-cheek kind of look at ways to hinder the team. As we consider how many facility teams feel throughout the country. I'm not saying every facility team has experienced this, will experience this, but I am telling you, based on the work and the teams that I've met over the many years, many of them are experiencing parts of this. As administrators, as leaders, it's our responsibility to take the charge in creating an atmosphere that is not like this, is not like the preceding 8 steps. And so how do we do that? So if the preceding 8 steps were the obviously 8-step process to hinder the team, we could consider to be successful in hindering the team, we want to make sure we don't do the following things. And so as we consider the following things, we need to, these are the steps to avoid so you do not create a successful facility team. So step number 1, or point number 1, certainly don't understand the importance of communication and foster an environment that seeks to provide timely, relevant information to all. The more that we provide that relevant, important communication consistently and in a manner that our teams need to hear it, understand it, recognizing that how we communicate is personal. If we can do that, the team is going to be more successful. They're going to be able to communicate better. We're going to be able to deconflict situations faster. We're going to have a much more successful team. Point 2, if we set our expectations early, share them, and if we're consistent and realistic with them, we're going to create a successful team. If they can understand what's expected, they can start thinking ahead and getting ahead of the game. If we consider that many times the teams, and the more information, the better we communicate, the more consistent we are with our expectations, the better they're going to be. 3, seek ways to assist the facility team with mechanization or tool procurement. And these are quality tools with proper training. Mechanization is a way to expand the capabilities of your team without having to hire additional staff, which is typically an issue. Many places will allow you to lease, and while I know some organizations don't like to lease things, it can be a way, if you lease the equipment, purchase a preventative maintenance contract as part of the lease, that you can get the equipment in, get it used, get it well maintained, taken care of, while still allowing your team to be effective and efficient. And again, there is a difference between homeowner grade and commercial grade. There's a difference in the quality, in the way they perform, and the way they're able to be repaired. So the cheaper investment, the cheaper tool may not be the right tool and may have a worse ROI, return on investment, than a proper commercial tool that costs a little bit more. Next, respect the work of the facility team and ensure others, other staff, other guests, members, vendors, respect them as well. And I'm not saying go out of your way to create some false sense of, hey, we respect you, we're going to give you a parade, so on and so forth, but just the respect of communicating with them well, of treating them as a professional, of giving them the information they need, providing with the tools. That's how you respect the team. You respect the team by providing what they need for them to do the job effectively and efficiently. And then you do watch out for those members or vendors or guests or other staff members that may take out a bad day on them, or take out something on them that truly isn't their issue or their mistake. And even if they do make a mistake, come on, we can be nice. Provide opportunities to receive training and advancement. Now, I realize many churches are not going to have different levels of facility team slots. I get it. Typically, you're going to have a facility team, you may have a team lead, and you may have management. But there should be different levels that correspond with pay scales within there that they can do. So I can be a custodian tier 3, and then I can work my way up to tier 1, and then maybe even supervisor after that. So there should be some advancement with consistent cost of living and merit pay increases. Plan on that. Make that part of any time you discuss position. Okay, this is the starting wage. This is the cap. This is the range that we want to be able to realistically prepare and fund for, just like anything else. And then the training That's simple. Not only provide the training, but make a note of it in their personnel file. Celebrate when they're able to successfully complete training. The next one is not just for the facility team, but it's for the entire facility. Collect and understand accurate data. That way we can properly size the team and create realistic workflows, but we can also then fund appropriately. If we understand our square footage, if we understand our needs, if we understand where we're spending too much money and where we can spend more, then we will be better at maintaining our facility and keeping it clean, keeping our teams employed and positively engaged. And part of that data is allows us to staff appropriately and making sure all relevant information makes it to the team. Okay, this is what I need you to do in custodial team. This is what you're doing in the working. This is everything that you need to know. Here's everything that's going on. Share that data, share that information. We don't gain information from our team. And then finally, recognize that facility teams are technical positions and that paying them more may be appropriate. They're not all on stage. Facility team, and really a really effective facility team many times is not seen because everything's already ready, everything's good to go. That's what keeping it running smoothly and safe and effective. That takes technical knowledge, that takes technical training, so you should encourage that and you should compensate accordingly. Sure, it may be, quote, entry level at one point, but it's not entry level all the time. And so that's kind of the ways that we can do and just simple tips and tricks to hinder or support the team. The choice really is yours on which way you go. So at this time, I'd like to ask if anybody has any questions. Just kidding. This is a recording. You can't ask my questions now. I'd love it if you could, but this is a recording. However, we do have the technology. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to chat, you'd like to talk about anything, especially if you know what that picture was and what movie it comes from, feel free to email me at nathan@smartchurchsolutions.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your time today. If there's anything we can do, I can do, let me know. Check out the resources. Don't forget to join our Facebook group and to download and listen to our podcast. We'd love to have your feedback and we'd love to connect with you further. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of this virtual conference and the training that goes along with it.